Hey everybody, welcome back to the weekly vlog. Today I'm going to be talking about the schedule, and also a really long story about how Adobe's support team is absolutely worthless on multiple levels, as well as the PayPal support team, so I've got a big story to get into on that. First though, with the weekly upload schedule, you can see the 6 p.m. Slot this week is way more filled out because I was healthy enough to stream this week. World of Warcraft on the Monday, Wednesday, and Friday 3 p.m. slot. Terraria for Tuesday, Thursday, 3 p.m., and Paper Mario for 6 p.m. Tuesday and Thursday, just like usual. So we have the recording of the 007 Nightfire multiplayer stream that we did on Monday. We had a lot of fun with that. I'll probably do that one more often. Some of the developers of well, I guess you would call it a mod, whatever gets the game working now on PC, actually joined in on it, and that was pretty fun. On Wednesday, we have the recording of the Minecraft stream where I show off the community server and show what everyone's been making. And the Friday 6 p.m. slot has the recording of the final episode of Neo Scavenger. We got our ending. I won't spoil anything about it. Saturday and Sunday at 3 p.m. we have Crusader Kings 2. I've been having a ton of fun recording that. And for the streams for the week, we're doing Mountain Blade Warband on Tuesday. We're going to do Yakuza 0 on Saturday, and I think I might actually end up beating the game that day. It only needs 1 or 2 more streams to beat the game, I think. And on Sunday, we're starting Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain, which is one of only 2 main series Metal Gear games I've never played. I beat 1, 2, and 3. I loved all of them, especially 3. And I never played 4, but I watched a playthrough of it. And 5, I know very little about, either than there's some kind of base building thing and it's very open world. And apparently a lot of people have said it's very good, so I'm very excited to give Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain a try. As for TAD, you can watch advertisements on your browser or your phone, link in the description, to get me paid better than I do on YouTube. We got enough for the Tuesday bonus stream, so that's awesome. And again, you can see on screen what the rewards are if we get even more. What you probably came for, though, is to hear about this stupid Adobe support thing. So, I use the Adobe Creative Cloud package for my video editing and everything. You know, I use it's just, you have access to a bunch of the programs that they make. It's like $50 or something a month. I use Premiere and Photoshop and all that stuff for my work, that I'm editing this video in Premiere. I edit all my videos in Premiere. Been paying for it monthly for years now. All of a sudden, I got an email on, I think it was like the 14th or the 15th of January, saying that the payment didn't go through and there's an issue with the payments on my account. So I check my account and I go on the website and it says there's an issue. And I'm like, okay. So I click on where it says there's an issue and it's just like, is this your PayPal account? Re-log in to make sure it's connected, you know? So I'm like, okay, yeah, that's my account. So I just re-log in and it's like, okay. And the error went away. I'm like, sweet. So I refreshed it and then the error's back. I'm like, okay. And it's just an infinite loop. I can just re-hook up my PayPal account forever. So I'm like, well, this is a problem. I open Premiere to do some editing that day, and Creative Cloud opens up and yells at me and says, hey, there's an issue with your payment. You have 30 days to resolve that before we deactivate your ability to use the Creative Cloud. I'm like, okay, well, I do this as my full-time job, so I better get this resolved. So I go on their website and I contact their support team. Oh my god. So on their website, they have a live chat, and it says, like, you know, we'll connect you with a live chat person right away. Thankfully, during this live chat, you can choose to have the transcript of the entire conversation emailed to you. I chose that, so I have the transcript in front of me. It's not a super long conversation, and yet it took an hour and a half because the person was so slow to reply. There aren't time codes on this transcript, I just remember. I'm just going to read you a couple choice moments from it and then give you the overview. So to start with the chat, you give a description of what the issue was. So I wrote down the description. And then Sika says, hello, welcome to Adobe support. So I said, hey, so an update from that first message. I noticed that on PayPal, it says that I have a pending payment to Adobe, but that it's on Adobe's end to finish the transaction. It says, quote, and this is my summary page on PayPal, your payment method will be charged when Adobe Systems Incorporated completes your order. So I had a pending payment that was clearly the monthly one, but for whatever reason it wasn't going through, and it was saying that it was on Adobe's end. Sika responds with, I will surely help you with your concern. I then waited for 5 minutes thinking that she was gonna say something else. And she didn't. So I just had to say, are you able to make that transaction happen on your end? It tells me it's just pending. Please allow me 1 or 2 minutes to review your account details. All right, thank you. And they left me waiting for 10 minutes, and then they said, meanwhile, may I have your contact number to update your profile? I said, I'm not sure what you mean by contact number. They said, we need your phone number to update your profile. If you are willing, then only. I said, why does my profile need to be updated? I just need Adobe to accept the current pending payment that I'm sending them. No problem, Mah-Dry, they respond. So you can tell communication's an issue. I'm gonna skip the rest of this conversation and just go down to near the end, when I just kept telling them, can you just make that payment go through? Like, if it didn't go through the first time, can you just, like, tell that same payment to try again? Because I have the money in my account. I have way more than enough. So it ends with Sika saying, I will retrigger the payment details for the plan to be charged. Within 24 hours, your subscription will be charged. I said, all right, thanks. Is there any chance that the currently pending one will go through in the future and cause me to get double charged? Sika responds, you are just being in pending state for Jan month. It will surely be charged as there are funds in your account. So I'm only getting charged for January. Okay. I said, perfect, thanks for the help. You are most welcome, Mah-Dry. It is my pleasure assisting you. Have a wonderful day ahead. You're going to receive a customer satisfaction survey. I would appreciate it if you fill it out. Thank you, goodbye. I didn't get the survey. They just didn't send the survey. They just closed the chat after that. I would have loved to have filled out that survey. So I went to bed that night thinking, all right, I guess it's resolved then. Sometime within 24 hours, the payment's gonna go through. It'll be the currently pending one will just stop pending and just go through. Problem solved. I wake up the next day to find I have 3 pending payments for the same thing now. That shouldn't have happened. So I sent out a snarky tweet saying, why the fuck did this happen? And of course, as I've experienced with every company I've had to deal with support things from before, their website support's useless, but if you tweet shit-talking them, they'll tweet at you within an hour with their Twitter support team, which will be much more helpful. So they told me, you know, DM them. So I direct messaged them. And man, this company's Twitter support team is only marginally better, because every message was by a new person bouncing me around, barely reading what I had to say. I had to re-explain the whole problem again. I re-explained how this person said this wouldn't happen, and then it happened. And in the end, they mostly just had a bunch of people try and say to me, it was rejected on PayPal's end. And I said, I'm looking at it right now on my summary on PayPal, and it says that is just waiting for Adobe to finish the transaction. And they're like, nope, it was rejected on PayPal's end. In between, by the way, some random person, like, one part was waiting where they're like, hey, we'll contact our financial team and get back to you soon. I'm like, okay. Randomly, someone messaged me in the DMs of that conversation from their account and said, like, hey, I'm the head tech support person for Adobe Illustrator. Does your problem have to do with Adobe Illustrator? To which I responded, have you read any of the problem? The word Illustrator was never even said. Why are you here? And then that was never addressed, why that person showed up. Their team is a fucking mess. Eventually they just said, PayPal rejected those payments, but if you contact PayPal and get them to do it again, we'll gladly accept it. Why is it my job to contact PayPal? So, all right, I say, okay, I'm going to go message PayPal, even though PayPal's summary page says that it's up to Adobe to just accept the payment that's sitting there waiting for them. So I go to PayPal's website, I go through the labyrinth that is their support page, I get to the part where I can email their support team. So I email them and I explain the entire situation, and I say, like, the things they're saying is conflicting with the summary on PayPal. I think the Adobe team's lying to me because they've been really bad about not reading my messages. They told me it's my job to contact you. Do you know what's going on? They responded to me with a template tutorial message explaining how PayPal works. It had nearly nothing to do with what I said, other than that it said that the merchant's job, which in this case would be Adobe, although they didn't say it in this case Adobe, of course. This is just a template they pasted on me. that it would be the merchant's job to put the pending process through. They need to accept on their end. And I said, like, okay, I'd really appreciate if you don't respond to me with a template next time when you have someone just read this. But, you know, here's an update to the situation. And I also told Adobe, hey, this is the message I got. I ended up getting 3 more messages by PayPal that were unrelated, like just completely unrelated messages where, like, I said, okay, so are you saying that the Adobe team is lying to me when they say that you guys have rejected it? And they just responded with another tutorial. So, clearly fed up with this and waiting for Adobe to respond because they're taking forever, I tweet out, Adobe payments aren't going through. There are 3 pending payments. The Adobe Care support team tells me that the 3 payments were rejected by PayPal. The PayPal support team tells me that Adobe simply hasn't finished the transaction on their end. So who's lying? Naturally, the next day in response to this, the PayPal support team on Twitter contacts me and they're like, sorry about your frustrations, DM me, because that's always what happens when you say one of these company names. I send this very long DM to them explaining, your website is useless. Adobe is lying to me. Please respond with a human who read this and not just a template. The person on the other end was very understanding and very quickly said, I understand why you're very frustrated about this. We're on this immediately. Give us the transaction details and a screenshot of it, and we're going to try and get this resolved. As soon as I gave them the screenshot, they were very clear in their response to me just saying basically what I already knew. They just clarified, yeah, this is on Adobe's end. They have a pending payment. It's up to them. They have 30 days to accept the pending payment. It's not on your end, it's not on our end. Someone at Adobe literally just hasn't clicked the accept button on your payment. They also let me know that I should be getting a customer satisfaction survey on their support team for the website support team, and that I can report my issue with them there. Because I also asked them, hey, can I report your website support team? Because you are way more helpful than them. It was around that time that I got the 3rd message back from the template pasting support team from their website. Every one of their posts, by the way, has a different name on it, but I tweeted this out with a picture and everything. I just said, for the 3 messages that ask PayPal's website support team have not read what I messaged them and sent random templates. How are they employed? I said, does that mean that Adobe is simply lying when they claim that these 3 payments were rejected? They respond with this, and I'm just going to read the first little bit of this screenshot because it only takes 3 sentences for you to realize this has nothing to do with what I asked. I asked, was the Adobe team lying when they said that you guys rejected the payments? They responded with, Dear Mah-Dry-Bread, thank you for contacting PayPal customer support. If you haven't received your item, or the item you received doesn't match the original product, blah 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 blah. What the fuck does that have to do with what I said? Haven't the item, you guys know it's a digital transaction. I've been telling you about it this whole time. I asked about the payments if you guys rejected them because Adobe claimed you rejected them, and you're now saying, if you didn't get your item, what the fuck is going on? This is baffling. This is fucking baffling that this whole thing is happening. Here's the most satisfying part though. This is 5 hours ago. I messaged the Adobe customer care support team on Twitter. At this point, they were just telling me, hey, we were escalating it. Wait for Monday because that's when they're working next. I had been waiting and waiting. I screen capped the entire message the PayPal support Twitter person said, the helpful person, where they clearly explained, hey, this is on Adobe to accept this. They literally just have an accept button they need to click on their end. I screenshot that and I sent them it 5 hours ago saying, just an update. Now both PayPal's website support team and the PayPal Twitter support team have told me that it's just up to Adobe to finish the transaction and that it's not on Adobe's end. They responded with, thanks for the additional information. We're looking into this and we'll follow up with the next steps ASAP. A while later, I get 3 emails saying, hey, your pending transaction was ended. And I look at them, oh, all 3 pending. As soon as I said it's on their end for the billionth time and proved that PayPal said it was on Adobe's end, all of a sudden those 3 pending payments that I was so worried were going to overcharge me and that I kept stressing to them would be overcharging me, they mysteriously disappeared. Oh, well, that's weird. And then half an hour later, I get an email saying, hey, this is PayPal, you've approved a $50 transaction to Adobe, and I check it. Hey, that's the payment I normally make every month. So I said to them 43 minutes ago. So I've noticed that after I showed that PayPal said the same thing I've been saying this whole time, that it's on Adobe's end to deal with the payment, the 3 pending payments have vanished, and the proper payment went through without an issue. Why have so many support people told me it's on PayPal's end when it wasn't? And that's the most up-to-date thing I have. They haven't responded yet. The service package is paid for, so I'm guessing it's resolved. Maybe I'll get some kind of benefit, like a month off or something out of this, which I'm going to demand compensation for my time, because I've wasted an extremely ridiculous amount of time doing this just so that I can do my full-time job of YouTube and streaming and all this when they're fucking with my software. I'm going to demand compensation for that, because I should get a month off for that, because they've wasted so much of my goddamn time. Is the least they can give after being lied to directly so many goddamn times. If I get compensation, I'll update you on Twitter. My Twitter's linked in the description. This whole thing has been baffling. I was right from the very first message I sent to them. And they kept telling me, no, it's your job to go contact PayPal. And when I contacted PayPal, and both of their teams, although one was just through barely related templates, told me, no, it's on Adobe's end. And I tell Adobe, they're telling me literally what I've been telling you this whole time. Then all of a sudden, it is magically fixed without them messaging me. Fucking hell. The most infuriating thing is that I can't even just like say, fuck it, I'm not supporting Adobe anymore with these ridiculous monthly payments. Can't help it. Their software is really good. It's really good. I'm not learning a new editing software after I've been using this for like 10 years. I've been using this since high school. I love this software. It's really, really good software. Why is their support team so fucking useless? Can every support team please be that wonderful person who replied to me on the PayPal Twitter support team? Who was it? Who replied to me there? It was, the first person who replied to me was the initials CRG. They don't have their name on it on the PayPal end. The second one was ACT. Whoever those 2 people are, badasses. Thanks, guys. You got the problem fixed fast and easy. Anyway, Patreon shoutouts. I pay for my my Adobe Cloud Creative Studio Suite, whatever the fuck it's called, thanks to your amazing Patreon donations. Here's everybody donating $10 and above monthly. Gazali, Mad Librarian, Fire Biscuit, Zandak, Taco Man, Play a Bogart, Night Fury 15, The Jedstar Jetstream, Conk Donk, Sophia Orr, Killrain, Bictor, Wolf20KO, One Savvy Siren, Shauna, Tim, Curranketta, Cyan Nolan, Lemonhead, Austin Manley, System Wipe, and Morgan. Thank you very much, everybody, for your continued support. And also, I have Amazon affiliate links for the United States, Canada, and the United Kingdom versions of the Amazon store page. You can buy stuff there, it doesn't cost you anything extra, and I get paid a bit for it. Helps keep me sane. I think that's all I have to talk about in the vlog this week. I'm really looking forward to streaming Metal Gear Solid 5 on Sunday. I'm really pumped for that. But I gotta go edit some World of Warcraft The Burning Crusade, because we recorded a big 2.5-hour session last night, and I want to get that edited soon. So, thank you everybody for watching, and until next time, have a nice day.